So, students, welcome to the next class of the Sustainable Engineering Module 3. So, in the first class, we have last classes we have studied about the environmental impact, environmental management standard (EMS), then ISO, and relating to that, what is ISO 14001 and 2015. Then what are the scope and goal of life cycle analysis, LCA. These are the things which we have discussed so far. Now next next important topic is on environmental impact assessment. Environmental impact assessment. Okay. After that I will be taking other topics. So just here. So what is meant by environmental impact assessment, EIA? That is, it's a process of identification, evaluation and mitigation, reducing the potential environmental impacts of a proposed project, plan or a program prior to the decision making or commitments made relative to. That is if I am having a large project and large or small or any medium size project. In some projects, it is very important to conduct a study on how it will affect the environment. So, such a study is known as environmental impact assessment. So, that is a definition. That is a process of identification, evaluation and mitigation of the potential environmental impacts of a proposed project. It can be plan or programs. And this is mainly done on the physical or chemical components, then physical or chemical components, biological components, cultural components, socio-economic components and environmental components. So we are studying on all these relative to these components. We will be studying on what is the environmental impact that is causing the particular project. Direct or indirect effects of the development project can be measured through EIA. So direct and indirect effect can, for example, if you are planning to construct a new road or through a forest region, we have to conduct a detailed study to first assess the future benefits and problems. So a detailed study should be conducted to check how the project is going to affect the environment, or what are the things we should keep into consideration. That is how to reduce the minimum use of the resources and use the optimum use of the resources should be there. So likewise, such a study is known as EIA. And the EIA, it is mainly having, according to the 1994, there are a lot of divisions in EIA, and the main objective of EIA is that to predict the environmental impacts of the project, find ways to environmental impact to the project, then find ways and means to reduce the adverse impacts, refine or shape the proposed project to suit the local environment, present the predictions and options available before the decision maker. So what are so such a study is known as EIA, that is objectives. And it is having 3 schedules according to 1994. And the important thing, so there are a lot of projects that are happening nowadays. So in every project we don't need to have an EIA study. EIA assessment is not needed. So the government have given some list of the projects that are needed. For example, nuclear power and related projects, river valley projects including hydropower, major irrigation and their combination, port, harbour, airports, petroleum refineries including crude oil, pipelines, etc. Then chemical fertilizer industry, pesticide industry, then the petrochemical industries, bulk drug and pharmaceuticals, then exploration of oil and gas, synthetic rubber, asbestos and products, then hydro acids and its derivatives, then chloroalkali industries, electrical arc furnaces, storage battery producing, then all tourism projects between 200 to 500 meters of high tide line or at the locations of the elevation more than 1,000. These have changed to these figures have changed as the course of the time. The thermal power plants, mining projects, highway projects, then distilleries, raw skin and hides. So then pulp and paper industries, dyes, cements, foundries, electroplating, metal, aluminium. So these are the here I have listed some of the projects where the EIA should be conducted. So if I am having a project, if I have to build some building for some utility, so first of all I will be looking this list, and if it is included in the list, I have to conduct an EIA. But if it is not there, then I don't have to conduct an EIA. So it is based on the type and nature of the project only this is being done. And due to the changes in the industrial status, the Ministry of Environment Forest notified a new EIA on 14th September 2006. And some of that was in the 1994 only we have discussed. In some of the salient features of 2006 EIA is that list of the development projects and activities which require prior environmental clearance was expanded, and that this was made applicable to expansion and modernization. Okay. Then the state level environmental impact assessment authority was constituted. A state level EIA authority was constituted, and all development projects requiring prior environmental clearance were classified into two heads. Then expert committee was redesigned as expert appraisal committee. So earlier its name was expert committee. Now it is expert appraisal committee. EAC committees. So that are some of the features of 2016. Now how the procedure of EIA in India? What is the general procedure? That is, the proposed project, first one we will submit the project, there will be a screening committee, then initial environmental examination will be done. So first thing, we will submit a project, then there will be a screening, and then an initial environmental examination will be there, and there can be two decisions. One, if EIA is required or not. Second one, no EIA. And if EIA is required, then it will be, then we have to do the scoping, then impact prediction and assessment, mitigation and impact management, EIA report, review and decision making. So this is the process of that is, first thing what we will be doing, we are having project proposal submission, screening, and in that there can be two chances. One is EIA study is not needed, other one is EIA study is needed. And now then if EIA is required, then we must prepare the scoping. That is, what are the different items that are to be included in the study, like that goal and scope will be prepared. Then impact prediction assessment, mitigation and impact management, then EIA report will be there, then the review of the report will be there, and a decision making will be there. And in the decision making, it can be approved, then implementation and follow up. If it is not approved, then redesign, resubmit, and again initial environmental examination will be there. That is, all the steps will be followed. So this is easier to understand only because first initial screening will be there. After that we will be deciding whether I have to continue or not. If I have to continue, then another steps will be there. So these are the things which are mainly in the EIA. And the EIA, the objectives of EIA, as I have said, so EIA is having mainly 4 objectives: prediction of the environmental impacts of the project, find ways to reduce the impact, redesign the proposed project to suit the local environment, then present the predictions before decision making, etc. So one example regarding the construction industry is that, for example, if I have to I have to construct a building in a remote area. So our industry, regarding to civil, our industry is a very labor and material intensive industry. So building material availability is a very important thing. That is, if I am having an option to use a very locally available material, then that should be our prior importance, because this transportation of material and the time needed for weighting the material, then storing the material, etc., is of great cost, and if some delays is there, it will be causing great loss in the it will be increasing the cost of the our project. So while choosing a material at a particular construction site, if there is some possibility to use some locally available material, then we should use that alternative. Because if it is locally available, what is advantage? You can easily purchase it. We don't need to wait for the material to arrive. And also, since it is very easily available near to our site, therefore the storage cost, we don't need to store lots of material at the site. So material storing is a very important factor. Okay, storing of the material. I think you have studied about the storing itself is it is having procedures. For example, it is having a lot of steps. For example, if I have to store the cement bags, then it should be there is a clearance from the ground side, clearance from the sides. That is, moisture is a very important thing. So likewise, there are a lot of ways in which we can reduce the environmental impacts. Okay, now this is the procedures I have explained there. The other explained in a line chart way. Now I am explaining it in a clear procedures are explained with this explanation. So first procedure, these are the steps. Project proposal or description, that is, it is a description of all the aspects of the project showing the project boundaries, site layout, project duration and cost. That is a project proposal. This proposal is put towards the screening committee, and it is done to see whether a project requires environmental clearance as per the norms. Okay, that is the second stage. Third one is scoping and consideration of alternative. That is, scoping identifies the key issues, impacts that should be further investigated, usually done by the consultants. If it is difficult to grant permission to the project based in the existing proposal, alternative proposals with a slight modification in our project can be considered for the EIA study. That is, alternate. So when I am giving the scope means it's just giving the key issues and what are the important things that are connected to that. That is the scope. And we always will be giving an alternative solutions also, because maybe one type of procedure may be causing some it cannot be approved. Some stage will be there. So what will be giving? I will be giving some alternative also, so that it can be put towards the EIA. Then next stage is baseline collection. That is, this stage EIA describes the existing environmental status of the identified study area, collection of the background information, local setup, air quality, water quality, etc. we are collecting. Then impact analysis. In this stage, the EIA identifies and predicts the likely environmental and social impact of the proposed project and evaluates the significance. So it is a way of mapping the environmental consequences of the main aspect. That is, that's assessment is being done. Next one, it is the assessment of alternative, deletions of the mitigation, measures and environmental impact statement. So for every project, possible alternative should be identified and environmental attributes should be compared. So if I am having two options, so I will be first option, it is having this much impact. Second option, it is having a lesser impact. So I will go to the, so every time there is always some alternatives. Then it will be good. The next one, it is measures and environmental impact assessment. That is, alternatives should cover both the project site and process technology. Alternatives should consider no project option also. Alternatives should be ranked for the selection of the best. That is alternative. Then public hearing. After the completion of the EIA report, the law requires public must be informed and consulted on the project. So we will be preparing. So at this stage, after this stage, I will be preparing an EIA report. Then that report will be put to the public for their opinion. Now, environmental management plan. This stage involves the reporting of the EIA results to appropriate body and interested parties. That is EMP, environmental management plan will be done. Then decision making. It decides whether the project is rejected, approval or needs. Then after decision making, then monitoring the clearance. Then monitoring should be done. That is, monitoring is done both during the construction and operation phase stage. It not only ensure the commitments made are compiled, but also observe whether the predictions made in the EIA report were correct or not. So we will be monitoring, and the final EIA report is known as EIS, that is Environmental Impact Statement. That is, after the completion we will be preparing a statement. With that, the procedure of the EIA will be completed. So these are the procedure of EIA. Okay, so that is the thing you have to know in the EIA. Okay, and some other there are some EIAs having different methodologies, like checklist method, metrics method, overlay method, network method, and expert opinion method. These are some of the methods of EIA. So first one is checklist method. In the checklist, here we a complete list of the environmental factors potentially affected by the project is listed. So many factors will be listed, and this method helps to get only qualitative idea, not quantitative, only qualitative idea. So I will be having a checklist. I will be ticking or crossing which are the important factors that are affecting. That is one methodology. Second, it is metrics method. So in this, here a interactive metrics between the causes and the effects is used. The most common metric is Leopold metric. So you just know the names only, what are the different types of EIA methodologies or methods only. So this is an example, no need to draw this figure and all. Metrics method. Next one is overlay method, that is use a base map of the project area and overlay different impact characteristics of the project. That is, we will be using a map, and we will be including all the what are the impacts in that that is causing in the map. Today GIS technique is commonly used to overlaying. So one important thing you have to understand is that these methods depend upon the type of project also. Okay, so every project we cannot use a topography map, or GIS cannot be used. The network method, that is a network is drawn with the project activities along with the corresponding cause and effect. Two network methods are mainly used, that is event tree analysis and fault tree analysis. Okay, event tree analysis means starting with the initial event and uses forward logic to describe all the possible events. So I will the starting will be there, then from that I will be developing what are the different others. Then fault tree analysis means starting with the failure event impact and uses the backward logic. From the back I will be starting. Okay, just understand only. The last one is expert opinion method. This is very useful when time is limited and the information available regarding impacts is very less. Here we rely on EIA expert opinion to so a consultancy or some agency will be mainly used to study. So these are the main EIA. What is EIA? Then what are the procedure? What is the objective? And what are the main procedures and types of EIA methods? Okay. And some more small topics is also there in this module. So I will just give an idea. That is, one topic it is biomimicry. Biomimicry means, bio means life or living things. Mimicry means you all know to imitate. So biomimicry is a new science that studies the nature model and then imitates or take inspiration from these designs and processes to solve some human problem. That is, we will be using the nature's technique, and that will similar or we will be using that technique to solve some of our issues in everyday human life. That is, for example, an example it is you may have this is a Velcro, this type of opening and closing in the shoes you have heard. This is inspired from the hooks. This type of hooks are being taken from the idea is taken from a plant. Okay, from that only this is an example. Then another biggest example is the solar cells. How the solar cells are developed. That is, here in the nature the leaves convert the sunlight into energy. So in our condition we need energy, and that technique, that is solar cells convert sunlight energy directly into electricity. So basically when light falls in the cell, a certain portion is absorbed inside, and this energy is falling as electricity. So that is another example. Then here, when solar energy is used to run the calculator, another example. Same is done in the in our the satellites, etc. So that is an example of biomimicry. Okay, just have an idea, but that is one term, biomimicry. Another term is that circular economy. Okay, circular economy. This is also in the third module. This is very simple terms only. I will just explain. Circular economy. Okay, the term is circular economy. That is in this mode. That is, we started with EIA, then biomimicking, then next it is circular economy. Okay, so here circular economy means circular economy is an economic model based on eliminating the waste and making the economy more sustainable. That is, you can see a figure here. That is, here I am using some processes, and at last I am getting some waste. This is meant by linear economy. So circular economy means what? You can see here, that is, manufacturing is there, then we are using it, then recycling it. That is the thing which we studied, the 3R technique. Reduce, recycle, the same thing only. That is, it is a continuous process. So that is meant by circular economy. So the economy is of two types, circular and linear. So linear means what? We are using some resources, we are producing it, and the waste is being disposed. No recycling or anything is done. The waste is completely disposed. But in circular economy, what is happening? From the waste, we will be separating into useful and not useful, and that useful waste will be used in some other industry, or again it can be used in this industry or not. And the benefits of for both, and they are having benefits for both environment and business. That is, the circular economy not only benefit the environment but also business, where biodegradable content does not go to the nature and non-biodegradable material is simply reused and recycled. It promotes the concept of finding the use of parts that can be repaired and reused or recycled. This itself can give rise to entire industries engage in energy efficient use and reuse of product. 3R technique is the only main thing that is helping in the 3R technique. Then comparison of the comparison of linear and circular economy. How can I compare? That is, a linear and that is produce, consume. This is a linear economy. It is produce, consume, and throw away. But in circular economy, it is repair, reuse, and recycle. That is, a traditional production and consumption system has long included the produce, consume, and throw away mechanism, which restrict the use to single uses only. Single use, when one use only we will be using. On contrary, the circular model aims to reduce the waste by how? By recycling and reusing. So in fact, the waste in circular model is converted into products. That is the first comparison. So here, this is another chart. This is the linear economy that is shown here. This is a circular economy. Linear resource extraction, production, distribution, consumption, and waste. But here what? There is production, then distribution, consumption. From the consumption, waste will be there. That will be going into the recycling sector. Then again, like that, that is circle will be there. Then the linear economy is resource intensive, but the circular economy is resource efficient. That is, circular economy model is more resource efficient as compared to resource intensive. Later relies on resource intensive modes of production for producing a single unit, whereas circular model aims in reducing the waste and making the most use of the resources. We will be the resources will be 100% will be used. Then another, it is environmental harmful, other one it is environmental friendly, because again the same thing only. That is, in the linear model, the circular economy relies on the effective use of resources from the design, acquisition of raw material, etc. Hence, the circular model aims at making the process as efficient and environmental friendly as possible at all stages of comparison to the model. The resources can be reused in the circular economy model, including the reuse of products even during the production stage. There is a reuse. Then, what are the benefits? So again, the here itself you can write what will be the benefits, but just giving, that is protection of the environment and biodiversity. Circular economy, since the circular economy caters for protecting the environment and biodiversity, it can result in several long-term positive external. This can include the benefits of consumers, business and environment. Then, for example, circular, and then some example is also given. Then, creation of stable business and jobs, another benefit. That is, there have been instances when large corporations have collapsed due to the sharp decline in the demand. So, this often happens as unsustainable consumption patterns hit an roadblock. The global financial crisis in 2008 is one example where the credit crunch can be blamed on certain practices, where excessive risk taking by the banks lead to the financial crisis. So encouraging overconsumption often means asking. So this leads to a short-term rise in price, and that will be it. But when you are using so that this can be eliminated if I am using a circular economy. The circular economy model can help to create sustainable business and jobs which are stable and need not rely on the overconsumption and unsustainable patterns of production. Another benefit is that it increases the living standard and quality of life. The circular model can lead to increase the quality of the life by reducing the waste, etc. Circular model imitates nature, and where everything has a purpose and nothing goes to waste. Then another it can tackle global warming and climate change. That is, since we are using some 3R technique, the waste will be reduced. Likewise, global warming and climate change can be reduced. Another another benefit is sustainable model for protecting the future generation. That is, it's a sustainable model only, because how it is protecting? Because the raw materials are being used to the 100%. Again, the byproducts are also used. So likewise, the minimum amount of raw materials will be used so that the resources can be used for the future generation also. Then, so these are the benefits of circular economy. So we started with EIA, what is environmental impact assessment, then biomimicking and circular economy. So these are the topics in the third module. Then two more topics are there, that is the industrial ecology and industrial symbiosis. So two topics are also there. So I will just give an idea about that also. That is industrial ecology. Industrial ecology means it is a study of the flow of materials and energy in the industrial and consumer activities. That is it is a flow. The primary goal of the industrial ecology is to promote sustainable development at local, regional, national and global level. So study of the flow of materials, study of the flow of raw materials and energy in an industry is known as industrial ecology. Okay. The industrial ecology, or IE, it is short formed as IE. So it is a dynamic system based framework that enables management of human activity on sustainable basis. Okay. So here, minimizing the energy and material usage, ensuring acceptable quality of life for people, then minimizing the ecological impact of the human activity, then maintaining the environmental viability of the system for the industry. So it is having a dynamic system based framework. Okay, that is IE. So in the conventional industrial approach, each and every industry operations produce waste that has adverse effect. So development and environment conservation should go together. So industrial ecology model in the industry as a man-made ecosystem which should perform in similar way to the natural system. That is, industrial ecological model of an industry means the man-made ecosystems that is similar to the nature. Natural ecosystem means what everything is contributing to the other. No harm is caused to the the living beings. So similarly, like that, a man-made ecosystem is developed in the industry. Industrial ecosystems is made synonymous with the natural ecosystems that recycle everything. The natural ecosystem is always having the recycling. In industrial ecosystem, the consumption of energy and material is optimized and the effluent of one process may serve as the raw material of another process. Okay, that is a way. The same thing which we studied in the circular economy only is coming here. Everything is having the same meaning, and only the context is changing, and how it is achieving the benefits, everything will be the same, because the primary aim of all this topic is that we must have a sustainable development only. So this is a flowchart of an industrial ecology process. What is the necessity of industrial ecology? That is due to population explosion, constantly increasing, then decline in the nature's productivity. That is, the resources are decreasing. So, goal of industrial ecology: to promote sustainable development at all the levels. Then to promote ways of recycling waste from one industrial manufacturing process to be used as the input to another industrial process. Then to achieve efficient use of material and energy consumed. These are the goals of industrial ecology. That is why it promote sustainable development. Then to promote waste of recycling, that is, one waste in one industry, it is used as a useful raw material in another industry. Then to achieve efficient use of material and energy consumed. Now these are the principles of industrial ecology. That is, create industrial ecosystems, then renewable energy sources, balance industry and natural interactions, improve the efficiency of industrial processes, then align the process the concept of industrial ecology, etc. Then the industrial ecology, it is of mainly three types. That is linear open system. That is, you can see it's a linear open system. Another that is unlimited energy resources and energy. Industrial activity will be there. Then unlimited space for waste. That is linear open system. Another type is some waste are recycled or reused within the system. Others are disposed. That is another type. Third type is a closed system. That is, energy and waste are constantly recycled and reused within the system itself. So three types. And these are the benefits of industrial ecology: the considerable cost in saving, enhance the green image of the industry among the public, recycling of the waste benefits the industries, minimize the adverse environmental impact, then good relation with the other industries. Okay. Then everything is having limitations are also. That is, lack of support from there is a lack of support from industry and government. Reluctance of an industry to invest in appropriate. That is, if I have to have a recycling unit, then there should be a investment should be there. So since it will be a big investment in the starting stage, so people will be reluctant to invest in that. Okay. And the last topic in this module is the connecting with the industrial ecology, the industrial symbiosis. That is, it is defined as the association between two or more industrial companies in which the waste or byproducts of one industry became the raw material of another. That process is known as industrial symbiosis. That is, the association between two or more industrial companies. Two or more companies will be an association or an agreement such that the waste or the byproduct of one industry can be used as a raw material of another. Okay, and the benefits of the industrial symbiosis are: there is a considerable cost saving, then enhance the green image of the industry among the public, reduce the waste that is going into the landfill, and earn revenue from the waste and byproduct. Same benefit as that of a industrial ecology. So industrial ecology means that is, we are using the same meaning only industrial symbiosis. So symbiosis means it is an association between two or more companies, and that byproduct is used as a resource in the other industry. Okay. What is the necessity of such an symbiosis? That is, as the environmental regulations are becoming more tight, the industries are motivated to reduce the cost of pollution. So that is one necessity. Then collection benefits by diverse industries are much greater than the sum of the benefits of any individual industry. That is, the collection benefits. If two or more industries are clubbed, then the benefits will be more. Then it mitigates global warming. Then emphasis on recycling of water, energy and material. And industrial symbiosis accelerates the transition from a traditional linear system towards a circular system. Circular economy will be there to achieve a low carbon sustainable environment. So carbon dioxide emission will be reduced. Carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emission can be reduce. So this is an idea about this the industrial symbiosis. Okay, so these are the topics which are coming in the third module. That is, so today we have just studied, these are very simple terms only. What is environmental impact assessment? Environmental impact assessment means what? Before starting any project, we must have a study on the environmental impact of the industry. Next one, it is the circular economy, then biomimicking, then last one, it is the industrial ecology and industrial symbiosis. So I will be sharing with the notes. You just read there the benefits. In the last 4 terms which is studied, the benefits and everything is interrelated only. The primary aim of all this, it is sustainable development and sustainability. We are attainment of a sustainability. Okay, that's all. Thank you.